All right, you're welcome back. The Nigerian film industry has been battling the problem of piracy for many, many years.
Indeed. Now, film producers have lost millions of naira to this vicious cycle of piracy, as many pirates have a field day reproducing unauthorized copies. Now, the reason why many filmmakers do not make profit is been adduced to that, and of course, many more. Some even at the point where it's said to be begging pirates to, pirate their works.
Absolutely. Well, let's listen to a renowned cinematographer, Tunde Kelani. He's also the chairman of the National Film and Video Censors Board. He's been in the forefront of the fight against piracy.
Piracy has almost destroyed the gains made by the Nigerian film industry. At first, piracy was restricted more or less to pirated films from outside of Nigeria. But since the pirates started to attack Nigerian films, I have, with many other professionals, we have felt the brunt, of this attack. We have lost our businesses. I have lost mine because when the attacks came, it was just not the new films. It was everything that I had ever produced. And now the way it's affected me and other practitioners is that I have 2 new films for the last 3 or 4 years which we could not release. Therefore, we have investment that is tied down. We are owing money, and there's no way we can pay back because we can't even release the new films. And recently we had a meeting with representatives of the industry. The same thing is happening all over. The satellite seem to be on Alaba, and the criminal illegal activities that's going on in that primary market of our products. A few years ago, it was to release a new film. We probably released over 100,000 copies, DVD and CD copies. But now the producers, the distributors and marketers, they dare not release more than 5,000 copies, which makes the industry absolutely unsustainable. And therefore, piracy must be met headlong. There has to be a joint, combined onslaught on the criminal activities of pirates. And if care is not taken, all the gains of the Nigerian film industry, which now is a brand throughout the whole world, will be destroyed. I mean, it's already threatened. And if we do not consolidate, come together to fight it, we may lose that industry. And that will be a disaster not only for Nigeria, Africa, and the rest of the world.
That's the sad reality today now, intellectual property theft.
And to think that this industry is worth $600 million and employing about 1 million people every year.
And has even put Nigeria on the world stage.
Absolutely.
When it comes to entertainment and movies, music, and all other entertainment form of genre. Yeah. We have joining us at this time the Executive Chairman, Film, Video Producers and Marketers Association of Nigeria, Lagos Chapter. Is Emeka Samuel Adua. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago or thereabouts, Toyin Abraham, she's an actress in Nigeria, I'm sure you know her, posted a video on Instagram where a video vendor was begging her to buy a film from him. And it was her own work that was still at the cinemas. And that's the reality of what we are facing today, really, in Nigeria, and what you people are facing. How serious is this? And do you think the people even realize how important it is for piracy to be nipped in the bud?
Thank you. I think it's a very good opportunity for us to discuss this topic. As a matter of fact, piracy has been a very dangerous matter to the success of the industry. The industry is keep going down on daily basis. When you invest your money on filmmaking, on production, you come out, you end up not recouping that money. It's a very terrible situation. It has not been like that in a long while, but this time around it's as if people are taking interest in sowing where they did not sow.
What do you think is responsible for that? I mean, who do you really blame? Like they say, if there are no buyers, there'll be no sellers. And the buyers, of course, are Azi and, yeah.
Indeed.
Even the most enlightened of people, you'll see them buying pirated works on the streets.
Or download.
Or download, exactly. And then you have, on the other hand, distributors and marketers who we hear that, you know, themselves are colluding with pirates. So, I mean...
I would want to disagree with you that producers, the marketers and distributors are colluders with the pirates.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, we are on ground. We have our outlets. We have our outlet all over the country in 6 geopolitical zone.
When you say you have your outlets, exactly what...
We have our outlet in 6 geopolitical zone. We have branches all over the country, and we've not been doing any other thing than to protect. I don't think there will be anybody that will want to build a house and bring it down.
As of 2010 or thereabout, I was part of a project, you know, of this anti-piracy stuff, and we met some producers there, some movie producers and music producers. They said the issue, the problem was so much for them that was overwhelming that they met with some other small-scale producers who said they had to go and beg the pirates at Alaba to pirate, because they knew that even if they didn't beg them, that it was better for them to get something for their work than get nothing at all.
In other words, they're getting some kind of partnership.
Partnerships, kind of.
I wouldn't know if that would have happened in the film industry. I don't know. I can only think that I know that people go ahead, as in the music industry, to pay people to a kind of promote their job. We don't do such in movie industry. In movie industry, we are strict. We have a very strict measure over curbing this issue of piracy. And as a matter of fact, my association have been doing a lot of things, tasking our members who here and there, now and then, to curb this issue of piracy. As this rumor that in Alaba that is being, we are colliding or we are collaborating with them, collecting royalties.
Okay, it's not the first time you're hearing it.
I've not. This is not the first time I'm hearing it. It's not a news to me. This is what we hear every day, but no name has been mentioned by this till now. I want to say categorically that it has not been true. And my humble association as FVP man, with all other sister association, Yoruba film video producers and marketers, we've done so many things in doing the street trade, in doing the market, even in market trade, where you say that Alaba is no-go area. We go there, we have collaboration with the market authority in Alaba. We go ahead and apprehend anybody found wanting.
But how effective is the system that, this strategy that you're using? Is it far-reaching?
I think...
When you go to raid the markets and all of that?
I will not say that it is not effective. It is very, very effective because for a very long time, the owners of works have not protected their job. These pirates are being left on their own to do it as a freelance business, as a legit business, at ignorant. They wouldn't know that they are not doing it as an illegal business. Then coming to fight them, they will feel as if you want to remove food from their table. So nobody will be happy for you to come and remove food from his table. And as a matter of fact, the industry have now come together. The guilds and associations have now come together to help curbing this issue of piracy. The government have not done the needful, if not recently, that the National Film and Video Censors Board, the new DG, Alhaji Adedoya Thomas, came into office and said, okay, this menace must come to a halt. And he started using his office, curbing it one way or the other, collaborating with us, our association, the Film Video Producers and Marketers Association of Nigeria, Yobipan, the Yoruba sector of the distribution and production too, and we collaborated with the Nigerian police force. As a matter of fact, we have so many cases running in court that have been messed up here and there. I don't know how to do it, but we really need government to come to our aid. Okay,
before government comes to your aid, what about efforts, concrete efforts on your part? The use of technology, for example, abroad, there are so many measures put in place for intellectual works to be protected. I know that at least around that 10-year period I mentioned earlier, there was an anti-piracy disc that was being marketed among those movie producers and music producers. Okay, you were aware of it. So then there was the issue of money, the amount to be spent on a disc to, to protect a work that would not make any work put on that disc hackable. So the amount, of investment on the part of producers and marketers.
I want to say that people have tried using technology in protecting or curbing piracy, but it has not really worked. Because I know one of my jobs I have done coded, and what they do, they fix it and fix a camera and video it, capture it from the screen direct, and go on and do whatever they want to do.
Wow.
So it's not a guarantee that when you code in technology, and don't forget that technology can be broken one way or the other. That is how they break into it, using a camera facing the screen and capturing whatever they want, whether it is complete or not. What they want to do is to make something that is going to be sellable, and they will go ahead.
So the
sell.
same technology that is used to maybe solve the problem in itself is part of the problem. Okay, so are you able to quantify exactly how much damage this piracy has had on the film and movie industry in Nigeria, so that maybe people can appreciate it, and the next time they see that video seller on the streets, they just turn away and say, I don't want to be part of the problem?
I think the quantification of it is that we are trying to do enlightenment campaign, because like you rightly said earlier on, some people go ahead and buy, they don't know what they are buying. People are not enlightened. People are not aware of what they are buying. So we are, in one way or the other, if you buy some of our films, on the starting point before the montage, you will get to see a warning. A picture warning that we use some of the famous artists and shoot and say, do not buy this, do not buy this. 10 in 1, 20 in 1, they are pirated copies. No one company, individual company may want to do a production and hit all the titles into a CD. It would
but
be
don't
very
you think that
heartbreaking.
that is kind of counterproductive if you put such a heavy message in your work instead of using other measures? Because it means that someone would have already committed that crime before getting to view your message. The person would have bought the disc and is already at the point of watching that. The person will not get the opportunity to watch your message of do not buy a pirated CD.
After they've bought.
As a matter of fact, the original copies are the only place you can find such jingle. When these pirates grab your content, they extract it and make use of whatever they want to do. Do you understand? So they don't go ahead to advertise shooting themselves on the leg. So they will go ahead to extract, to edit, and making sure that that particular promo or awareness you are trying to create is broken.
It's a really sad situation when you hear that 8 out of 10 works in the market are actually pirated works, which means only 20% of the artist's work is actually benefited from. Lai Mohammed, the information minister, actually promised that he was going to do something serious about this piracy problem, and this was some 2 or so years ago. How much impact really has government made when it comes to helping out in fighting piracy?
As a matter of fact, let me start from Lagos State. We have had a series of meetings with the National Lagos State House of Assembly through the Honorable Desmond Elliott. He promised...
Who is a practitioner himself.
He's a practitioner in the House of Assembly. And we've had a series of meetings on how to curb this issue of piracy, on how the Lagos State will help the industry to create a kind of task force and create a kind of mobile court that will apprehend and take the person and convict the person once and for all to set a deterrent to the others.
Yes.
Okay.
So as at now, for a very long time, nothing has been heard of it. I've been putting pressure on him. He's been putting pressure on the government, but we are still looking up to the governor because I know he's a very busy fellow. we are still hoping and thinking that very soon he's going to call us on that meeting, because he's a good Johnny Goodfellow himself. He's a man of integrity. He's a man that likes entertainment. He's been doing so many things for the entertainment industry.
Yes.
I know that this one will not be an exceptional. So we are looking up that very soon he will come up with a very good idea on how to help us in the state level. Then in the national level, Honorable Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information and Culture, have not been able to do something tangible. What we've been getting is promises and promises and promises. We've not seen anything tangible that have gone as far as curbing it directly or hitting the nail on the head.
And it seems that the practitioners have, put in place a survival strategy, kind of the revival of the cinema. So you get to make money from your work at least before you release it.
Absolutely, and let's hope that that is even sustainable. All right, Emeka Adwa is a Film Video Producers and Marketers Association of Nigeria, FVP man. Ah, what a mouthful. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that we wish you all the best, of course, as you fight piracy.
Indeed.
And we hope that reason will prevail.
Thank
all right,
you.
yes, that's it for now.